Hey, welcome to Kitchen Table Conversations. I'm Chessie.
And I'm Andre
Today we are on top of the table
on top of the table.
because we have no other furniture. There are no chairs to sit in. There is nothing left.
This is the actual only physical structure left in the entire house
Yeah,
is the kitchen table.
so we're gonna sit on top of this beautiful table, which I was so sad to not take with us because Andre and my dad and another friend made it, and it is the most beautiful table.
But we only built it
It's also huge
for
and it
this
fits in
house.
this space. So I was worried that even if we somehow got it out of this house, it wouldn't fit in the next one. So it has to stay here in this gorgeous farmhouse.
The
So I feel like I'm having a moment with it.
downsides of custom furniture.
We
You don't really think
take
10
it.
years ahead.
Yeah, so this is us on the table today,
Yeah.
and we just wanted to show up
This is going to
in,
be our most professional podcast, just letting right now.
gosh, we just wanted to show up in the middle
Just
of
letting
it.
go. Yeah.
Because here we go. So this will be our last podcast recorded in California. We are moving to Georgia in
Fly.
3 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're flying in 3 days.
3 days.
So we wanted to share with you guys, I would say our top three lessons from this move so far. And I feel like right now we are like a third of the way through.
Mhm.
So the first third was like getting all of our stuff moved. The second third is like when we physically fly across the country with our three kids and a wiener dog.
Mhm.
And then the third is when we like get all of our stuff and fully move into our space in Savannah.
Yeah,
So this first third has happened, but I feel like it had was the one with the longest amount of time,
definitely. Yeah.
right? Like we've been working on this since November,
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
So almost 6 months.
Yeah, so half a year journey.
Yeah, half a year journey to like get our to get our this multicultural family hub started, to get our house on the market, to get everything ready to be moved, to find a place in Savannah, to getting our kids into schools. Like
Mhm.
that was the first part.
So we learned some
Yeah,
things along the way.
a lot of
A
things.
lot of lessons, a lot of things. But I think
Yeah.
there's three of them that we are like, yeah,
Yeah,
these are the
the one that's most top of mind because it just happened was always pay for the movers.
always pay for the movers. What does that
So,
mean?
so for me, I grew up in an extremely independent, like do everything yourself culture. And that is born out of necessity partially from
Yeah.
living in the mountains because like literally there's no one else to do it for you. Like
Uh,
you just legitimately have to learn how to cut firewood. Like you have to learn how to do general plumbing, do general construction. There's just like not enough people to do all the things for you.
mhm.
So you honestly have to learn how to do a ton of things yourself.
Yeah.
Um,
Everybody's kind of a mechanic.
yeah, everyone can do
Every-
a lot of everything, which is really cool. And
Yeah.
and it doesn't have to be like that every single time.
Mm.
And that is something I'm learning in my adult life is that you can pay for things that are valuable to you.
Mhm.
We talked about money is energy in a previous podcast and like where we want to spend our energy. And
Mhm.
holy moly, having movers come. So we opted to pack our whole house ourselves,
Mhm.
which actually was really
Yeah,
helpful.
that
We'll
was
talk
good.
about that in point number three. So that we got to go through everything, pack it up, and then these amazing movers came,
Mhm.
and in 4 hours,
When I say
yeah,
movers, I want two gentlemen,
two guys.
both older than myself,
Yeah.
came from 9 to 1 o'clock
And
and moved this entire house into a
it
truck.
blew my mind. Things that I was like, God, this is so heavy. How are they going to get it down the stairs? Good luck. Like, no problem.
It's
They wrapped,
unimaginable.
packed, took apart bunk beds, wrapped it all up, put it in the truck, and I was just like jaw dropped
And
because I've only ever
yeah.
moved myself.
And if you've ever moved yourself with your significant other, you know there's a lot of tension. Some may say fights, disagreements. I think these two gentlemen said two words to each other the whole
They
time.
were
Like I don't know, they were just in a
champions.
zone and
Champions.
there was no fighting, there was no what do you do? It was it was a beautiful thing to watch. A single tear came out of my eye.
It was so gorgeous, worth every penny.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, as most of us are concerned about economics,
Mhm.
and again, like in the vein of always pay for movers, so my culture tells me that you like do
The
everything
over.
yourself. The overculture, right? Overculture says do it yourself, be independent. It's going to be cheaper if you DIY it. I am
Definitely.
here to tell you I price out everything. I am a crazy researcher. Like I go down deep holes on every purchase we make. I'm not saying that's the best way to do it. I'm just saying that is part of my personality, conditioning,
It's beautiful.
whatever. So I do that. Um, Pay for movers. It is cheaper to have someone else move you across the country than to rent a U-Haul and do it yourself, hands down.
Mhm.
So, and just like the amount of energy and stress, because I know
It could save your marriage.
that, yeah, I get to a point where yeah, I, I am not wrapping everything in moving blankets. I'm like, it'll be fine. Probably.
I knew it was worth it when I looked in the back of the truck and I saw what was equivalent to hundreds of moving
It's
blankets.
amazing.
And it occurred to me in my mind, there's no point in my life ever where I will have
Or that we've ever wrapped something
hundreds
in a
of
moving
moving
blanket.
blankets just available for or and then when I saw the not just boxes, the variation of boxes, the tall ones, the small ones, and the plastic wrap thing that just I said, you know,
Dude,
yes,
so
take
happy about them.
take whatever I have.
So to me, I think that Arkingly always pay for movers is just like
It's a mindset.
it's a mindset. Like consider the energy that you
Yeah.
have in terms of finances, physical, emotional, all those pieces and like how
Mm.
you want to move
Yeah.
with it
Yeah.
and and make the decision that might not go with your culture or the
Yeah.
overculture. Make the decision that is like good, that is going to benefit
Mhm.
your family the most.
Yeah. And we're obviously speaking a little bit metaphorically here, but like when
Yeah.
we talk about lifting, we're talking about moving, you are talking about physically lifting things. But then
Yeah.
there is the emotional lift, and then there's the psychological lift, and kind of going, okay, am I in a place where I can handle moving or lifting hundreds of thousands of pounds physically, emotionally, or spiritually, you know?
Usually doing all those at the same time doesn't work out.
Exactly. And so how do I want to come out of this experience of moving? Do I want to come out burnt out or do I want to come out, emotionally not in a good place, or do I want to come out with once again
I'm gonna come down here with you.
some energy left in the tank?
Oh yeah.
But by hiring the movers, what it allowed us to do is to not use all of our energy on that piece and be able to save it and allocate it to other things, but also just to be kinder and gentle to each other and our kids, because once again, we're doing this with children. And so
Yes.
making sure that we're in a good space to be showing up for them in the way we want.
And I
So
think that comes to point number two, which is setting intentions for the move.
this is before the process happens.
Yeah, yeah. And so before we even started, for me, I began writing as like one of my goals was to move to Savannah in like a fun, non-stressful way.
Hmm.
I should say fun, loving, non-stressful way that's good for our whole family, and have tried to keep that top of mind in orchestrating this move.
Hmm. Hmm.
Because it is one of the most stressful things you can do as a couple. I mean, we are doing all of them at the same time, right? We are building a new business, shifting jobs, moving across the country, changing schools. Like we're doing all the stressful things at the same time. So the intentions, setting intentions that it's like I want this move to be as gentle as possible
Hmm.
for everybody. So those were the intentions that were set at the beginning, which led us to make a lot of decisions, like
Hmm.
not driving across the country.
Hmm.
Because even if we had movers, which again, amazing. A lot of people are like, you're not going to drive across the country. That's going to be such an amazing experience for you and your kids.
Mhm.
I'm shaking my head right now. No.
Well, and I think this is where when you set the intention beforehand, then you get to kind of, it gives you a framework to decide, to make decisions on. So for us, because of the intentions we set before the move, in
Hmm.
our situation, driving across the country with three kids, it wouldn't have aligned with those intentions that you laid out.
No,
But for another family, or maybe for your family,
correct.
depending on the intentions you set, maybe your intention is to expose your kids to parts of the country they've never seen before, or
Yeah.
to
Visit every national
visit
park.
national parks, or to get to see some beautiful natural spaces that you haven't ever seen before. Because maybe you guys are doing the opposite. You're moving from an urban context out to a across the country to a rural context. Well, that because of those intentions, flying over might
Might not
not
be
be,
it.
yeah, it might be best to be in a vehicle and get to stop and see and camp and explore.
Yeah.
So this is where we kind of go back to whatever the culture tells you is the good thing or the right thing for you can't just adopt that and say,
No.
yeah, you have to go to your look at, go inward to you and your partner and your family and say, okay, what is our intentions? What's our culture? What
What
do we want? What
works?
works? Yeah.
Yeah.
So number one was always pay for the movers. Number two is set intention before you start the process.
Yeah.
And number three,
Ooh, what's your moving style?
what's your moving? And when we talk about moving here, we're not just talking about physically moving your house. We're talking any transition, right?
Yeah.
Moving a
Yeah.
house, changing a job, relationships.
Yeah, I think this applies deeply. Um, what we're going to talk about next is like a little bit on the physical plane, but I think it definitely applies.
Yeah.
So, what's your moving style means. So we mentioned that we packed our own house. And so you can imagine, and you probably, with kids, like things just, you acquire them in this unbelievable like way. And I swear I didn't buy half of them, but we had
Oh
all of
no.
this stuff.
Oh my
Also,
God.
like it's not fun for me to purge, and so it's not
Mhm.
something that I spend my time doing outside of. So as we were moving, there was just so much stuff to go through, and I struggle with waste. Like I am like someone made that. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to just throw it away. I don't want to add to landfills. Like so I get kind of like overwhelmed about throwing things away. Um, and in this process, we had, and I want it the like, I want the things to get to go to people that need them. Yeah.
This is not my style.
No, no, no. So
I can quickly remove items from spaces
Andre is a drawer,
with
drawer dumper. Just like,
I
done.
take a
Bye.
picture of it on my
Gone.
phone and go, I have the memory.
Bye.
Boom. So
Gone.
these two styles
No,
we left on,
he would throw everything away. Like if it were up to Andre, there would be no
I
movers.
would leave
He's
with the
like,
sweatshirt on.
bye. He's like, I will fill all the dumpsters with everything we own and buy. And there's
Neither one of these are good paths. So we
to
had,
go down too deep either
but
one.
I think it's good to recognize your style and go, okay, that's naturally my inclination. That's
Yeah.
naturally yours. What's good in the middle that's going to work for both of us.
And I think one of the things that's been good during this move is there's like Andre set boundary. He's like, okay, we're going to have, because I said we started with one estate sale, then we tagged on to another yard sale. So we did two of them. And with certain things, he's like, if after these two events, this is still here, it's gone. Um,
So I rented a 1.5 yard dumpster
mm,
that lived in the front of our house, and so this was it was so we got so just in her style there was an
yeah,
estate sale. You meet people, you're able to sell things, but you're also able to give things away.
yeah,
And then following that, we would have, if you're not familiar with this culture, we'd have like a free stand or a free table, which is like a big sign that said free. And so someone driving by or a friend or someone that
yeah.
saw it on like social media could come by and say, "Hey, I really actually need that lamp." Or
Just
actually,
boop.
my kid really would like that little kid's tool belt, and they would be able to take it and use it. So it's not just being a wasteful. But even in that, after your state sales, after your free stand, there's stuff that nobody wants. And
Yeah.
nobody wants to have that icky feeling of
Throwing
throwing
it
away
away. So you pass it
unless you're
on.
me. And then so I had the 1.5 yard dumpster. So then we were able to go, okay, that didn't make it through the cut. Boom, it's gone.
Yeah.
So we did that. We did that. We did estate and freestand. We did two estate sales.
Yep. And the freestand and numerous thrift store runs.
Yes, and
Yeah.
numerous thrift store ones. So after about 5 rounds of trying to allocate stuff either by selling it or by sharing it and giving it out to friends, anything that was left from there, we were able to say, okay, boom, time to move on.
Yeah.
Because without that point of going, okay, this isn't moving, let's get rid of it, then you won't ever be able to have the energy to kind of move towards your goal, which is to move out. Yeah.
Yes. And there were
Okay,
times
done.
when I was just like, you don't tell me what you're doing with it. I just have to walk away.
Yeah,
Like
I would say,
it
yeah,
hurt
yeah,
to watch it be thrown away, so I just
yeah.
had to walk
Well,
away from
actually,
it.
I'd be like, I'm gonna make a decision on this, and you to go, okay, let me leave,
Yeah.
and then
And then it's gone and
you're
I
gone.
honestly I don't think about it again. It's just yeah, it's I'm like thankful to have a partnership where we can go both ways and also that we still have like some things from our children when they were younger.
Yeah, it's nice to have, not throw away people's birth certificates or things, things like that. But once again, I think knowing your moving style in the beginning allows you, and because also it might be maybe two people are both ones that are the throwawayers, or maybe you have two people that both are the ones that want to
Yeah.
preserve. So you might have to bring in
Yeah,
another
bring in a friend that's
antithesis.
like a savage
And
that can just be like, no, I am.
I actually talked to a friend who was moving, and that's what she did. She had another friend who came in and was literally, and because that friend didn't live there, had zero emotional attachments to all these little trinkets and things, she was just able to go, have use it this year. No, but so she needed that other style to come in because it wasn't her natural style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a recap: always pay for the movers.
Yep.
Set intentions before you begin that transition of how you
How
want
you
the
want
things
it
to
to
go.
go.
And the third is what is your movement style? What is your transition style? And if you have an inclination to one style, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, talk to your partner,
Yeah.
and bring it so you have a balance, so you're not off kilter.
Yeah. And
You-
I'm thankful to have packed ourselves because I didn't realize like when you hire moving companies sometimes
Oh my
that
God.
they'll just come in and like
They
they
call
pack
or they
everything.
call it the dump move, where
Yeah,
they will
just
just
like
take your drawer and dump it in boxes.
just
And I was like, wow,
that's a
yeah.
lot. So I'm
So,
glad we got to go through everything. We are definitely moving very lightly. Like where we've sold all of our cars. We have,
if you see us on the street, on the side of the road, Savannah, pick me up, please. Give me a ride. Just give me a ride to the rental house because I don't, I'm essentially going back to being a recent college graduate, but with three
with three
kids and
children. That is, I think, both of us have moved a lot
yeah.
um, previous to having children,
Mm,
and I have experienced so much more fear and
mm,
anxiety over this move because the stakes feel a lot higher because our
yeah.
kids
Mm,
are involved.
mm,
And I shouldn't even say that they're involved, but it's also just like all the energy, like when you're trying to do stuff, there's just little tiny people running around demanding your attention all the time
yeah.
and needing snacks and having sticky fingers still while you're trying to wipe stuff. So,
Yeah. It's been an
um,
experience.
yeah, I've been thankful for the support of my parents who I'm like, the best thing you can do right now is to like play with your grandkids.
Because we gotta wipe these
Because,
walls. We gotta wipe these walls. No
yeah,
recurring wiping. Yeah. And so
yeah,
that's where we're at. And we fly
you fly in 3 days.
in 3 days. And then when we
Yeah,
land, we will do a follow-up to this one, which will be our last in the moving
yeah.
series from
And
a different
yeah, send
table.
us all your good thoughts
Yeah.
because we are doing a red eye. So it leaves at like 11 o'clock California time and gets in at like 8 o'clock Georgia time. But when you do the math, really, it's like 3 in the morning.
Mm,
You know what I mean?
mm.
So it's gonna be there's not gonna be a lot of sleeping with lots of big transitions and 1-year-old dog puppy
Hmm.
and and a lot of stuff because we're traveling with totes so that we can like traveling with sleeping bags. So I'm checking these totes so that when we get to Savannah, we can just like go to our rental, which will have
And
nothing in it.
sleep on the
And we're gonna like
floor.
do a camping light there
This is our
until,
camping trip for the summer. I
yeah,
told the
like
kids.
an indoor camping
I
trip.
said, we're gonna camp inside the living room. And they're
That's
like,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes you
So,
just gotta make stuff up, to be
yeah.
honest.
And then we're gonna do some deep Facebook marketplacing and find ourselves
Yeah.
like a couch and a table and all those things. And then our beds will hopefully arrive in like a week.
Yeah. So we would love in the comments or shoot us. We'd love to hear what's one of your biggest moves you've done.
Man.
Maybe you've got some funny moving stories.
And
Um,
like I would say moves, maybe it's physical, but also
mhm.
maybe it's like job wise or when you went from one industry to another. Because I
Mhm.
feel like all of those things
You
take
know.
so much
Yeah.
time and intention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're excited. Community's still going to be opening up this June. We have
It's
some.
June
It
now.
is June, so yeah,
We're getting
we're
there.
getting there. Don't worry, keep you posted. But we have some of the offerings are I'm very, very, very
Oh,
excited
look,
about.
a vacuum.
Oh yeah, there's a vacuum over there. Very excited about, and we're excited to share with you and just kind of keep on this journey. But yeah,
Yeah.
once we get to Savannah, then we start rolling out some information, some content.
Oh, and we'll have a new kitchen table because this is
Yeah,
staying.
yeah.
So bye to this kitchen
Bye
table.
bye.
That can support our weight. I really appreciate that. I probably won't try this on another kitchen table.
No, I don't think our other kitchen table will be built literally out of a tree. But it might be a crate. But either way, it's still a kitchen table. Might be a box turned upside down.
For a
All
while.
right. Well, thank you for everything. And you're going to
I
hear from
appreciate
us
you.
next week from a different location. Bye.
Bye.